Hi, it's Toronto immigration lawyer Max Chaudhary. On April 14, 2021, Canada's Immigration Department announced a set of temporary public policies, or TPPs, to allow certain persons in Canada to apply to new pathways to permanent resident status. The three categories under this public policy include 20,000 applications for temporary foreign workers in healthcare, 30,000 applications for temporary foreign workers in other selected essential occupations, and 40,000 applications for international students who graduated from a Canadian institution. These three categories encompass a broad range of foreign nationals in Canada, including those persons employed on a work permit, or recent post-secondary graduates working in Canada who graduated since January 2017, and persons employed in any of the essential occupations, including, interestingly enough, retail clerks. One question is whether these TPPs will allow persons with other types of work permits, such as refugee claimants in Canada, to apply. This is not likely because such claimants do not hold valid temporary status despite possessing a work permit. In terms of how to do this type of application, there are certain requirements involved. A candidate must hold valid temporary status or be eligible to restore that status. The person must be present in Canada, be authorized to work in Canada, be currently working in Canada, have proficiency in one of Canada's official languages, and meet the general eligibility requirements of the stream they want to apply under. Specifically, let's talk about one of them. The recent graduate category must include proof of completion of Canadian post-secondary education no earlier than January 2017. There are 40,000 spots in this category, and these candidates must generally not have a lapse of visa status, be employed in Canada, and have a language test of less than 2 years of age with a benchmark under the CLB category of 5. And they must not have any admissibility issues for the candidate herself or the family of the candidate, such as spouse. The essential occupation category, which is capped at 50,000 spots, subdivided with 20,000 for healthcare workers and 30,000 for non-health essential workers, requires 1 year of work experience in certain occupations, including retail clerk, and has a lower language benchmark of 4. In terms of some basic elements to accompany an application, there are government fees, likely to be about $1,050 per person rather than the typical skilled worker or CEC fee of $1,325, since these three TPPs are under the auspices of the humanitarian compassionate section of Canada's immigration laws. As was intimated earlier, the proof of a language test done within the past 2 years at the CLB 4 or 5 level will be required, depending on which policy is selected to apply. These applications shall be accepted through electronic means and not paper through the Immigration Department. In terms of when do these categories open for accepting of permanent resident applications, these three policy-based streams open May the 6th, 2021. And as I'm speaking today, it's the 18th of April, 2021. A related and important question is, how long does an applicant actually have to file in any of these categories? In other words, will this program be available until November 5th, 2021, or will it rapidly fill up within a few days of the May 6, 2021 start date? Keep in mind that it is likely that some candidates may already have taken a language test. As such, assuming there are no other third-party documents required at the start, such as police clearances, it may very well lead to the rapid filing of applications and the consequent filling of these caps very quickly, well ahead of the November 5th, 2021 closing of these programs. A general question is, why are these programs emerging now with a sudden intake of 90,000 people very, very quickly? Their emergence is consistent with Canada's goal of welcoming 401,000 immigrants by 2021. The 401,000 number came about as a result of the lower intake of 184,000 for the year 2020, owing to the pandemic, which effectively closed skilled permanent resident applications to persons who are outside of Canada. Nevertheless, if there was no pandemic, the initial number sought by the Canadian government for 2020 would have been 341,000 people. Thus, 2021 is a kickoff to a higher intake for the next 2 years, culminating in an intake of 421,000 for the year 2023. If you want to determine your eligibility in any of these temporary public policies and or want to be represented during the course of filing one of these types of temporary public policy pathways to permanent resident status, contact Chaudhary Law Office. Thank you.